So part of the acronym I used was give them their meds. So MEDS, and stood for motivation. And it wasn't just motivation like, hey, you can do 3 more reps like in the gym, or motivating them to do their home exercises, but it started at that first phone call. Like, Joe, because you've taken a million phone calls by this point, right? Someone calls, like, my doctor sent me here. I've been to therapy 3 times. Therapy sucks. It's a waste of time. I don't want to be here. How are you going to handle that person, motivating them to let them know, no, they called the right place. Let's have more of a conversation. Tell us what didn't work. Here's what we can do. I got the right therapist for you who's seen 1,000 of you before. Like, so there's that motivation there. And also within the clinic as well. Like, I loved when our whole staff knew all the patients' names. I tried to tell them, like, so I'll go right to the E. So it's motivation, and then that comes to in the clinical and in the gym, getting people pumped up to do their stuff. And we all celebrate when someone gets off crutches and they can walk without their crutch for the first time, that type of thing. So trying to make it a motivating, celebratory environment. But the E was engaging. And I used to tell my front desk, I think we might have talked about this, I make sure that you greet the patient before the patient greets you. Because I would go to like the counter at the front desk, and I come up and I'm just sitting here staring into that glass door. They're talking. The minute goes by, no one's greeting me. I'm about to knock on the door before they just whip the door open. Can I help you? One of the not a great interaction. So I told my staff, slide, because 2 of our offices, we had the sliding glass, and I slide that glass open before they get there. Even if you're on the phone, greet them, say, I'll be with you in a minute, Joe. Have a seat. Okay, thank you.
This is so valuable. Sorry, it's all these little things are so valuable, right? And they're so overlooked. Like,
Right.
Even that part where you just said, even if you're on the phone, I train people to just do this, right?
That's it, right? It's not
Put
that
the
hard.
finger up and go, I'll be right with you. I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't take any energy
Yeah.
to do.
And just with a gentle face, not like just I'll be right there, especially if you know their name. Joe, I got you. You checked in, and carry on with your phone call, because you don't want the person on the phone to feel blown off either. But it was things like that, engaging. And then we had like rehab techs or aides, depending on the part of the country, they call them something different. And I had another line I used. I said, I want us to function as if there's no chairs in our waiting room. And people are like, what do you mean? So I trained my aides. You hear the doorbell ring, someone's coming in. They're not here to sit down and read the magazine, although they might want to. Like, no, Joe, let's come on back. And they knew. They would talk to the therapist. We're going to review your home exercise program. We're going to get you warmed up. Whatever it is, let's get you moving. I said, if they come early, great. We can over provide for this guy now. He just showed up 20 minutes early. He's getting an extra 20 minutes. I don't care if we freaking get paid for it or not. Like, he's sitting here. I'm like, what do you just sit there and now play, was it Angry Birds or whatever the hell the game of the season was. So that's part of engaging. Like, and when they come in, people are saying hello, greeting, how you doing, get to know their first name. I encourage all my new employees to just introduce yourself to everyone. I don't care if you think you're ever going to see them again. So just creating that engaging environment. So that was motivate, engage. Also, I sometimes through educate in the E word there. And as I mentioned earlier, we used to say that patient care goes beyond the treatment room. So educating, and we use the word strategize a lot, because trying to help someone navigate, should you go through insurance when your deductible is going to reset 4 weeks, and you're going to end up being responsible for X amount of dollars. Maybe we just back that off and let's not even go through insurance. Let's wait till the year resets. So just having that strategy talk, educating people on how their insurance works, how we work. So there's a lot of education. So that kind of goes in with the engaging E. D is deliver. So, I mean, clinically, I think all this customer service stuff was great, but if we had a bunch of shitty PTs that weren't getting people better, well, that's not too great for business either. So make sure we can deliver. But also at the front desk, if you tell someone you're going to call them back with an answer, you better tattoo that on your arm and make sure you don't check out until you call that person back. So deliver it in that way. Another thing we should tell, especially our younger therapists, like, you're not going to know all the answers and you're not going to be able to fix everyone, but we got people here. In between all the offices, at times we have 15 therapists you could tap into. You have 3, 4, 5 right in your clinic. You've got another 12 on a phone call away. I'm like, no one leaves here not meeting their goals unless they've seen at least 2 of our therapists clinically, right? And then same thing with the front desk. If you can't get someone an appointment at a 5 o'clock on a Tuesday, come talk to us. I would stay late to get patients in because there was no other way to get this person in. Like, there was never a problem we couldn't handle as part of that delivering. So you might not have the answer right away. Tell them you'll get back to them and make sure you get back to them. And then the S was surprise. And I also put stereotypes in there. And we talked about that earlier. It's trying to break the stereotypes, right? Have a smiling, happy front greeting from the front desk person. Have, a motivational, fun experience while they're working on getting rid of their pain. They're not just going to sit there and do straight leg raises on a treatment table somewhere. Like, they're engaged. We had a very manual focused clinic. That just was my training. For my success, I just did a lot of manual therapy, but so by that nature, a lot of the therapists that came underneath us get trained that way. So, we're touching our patients, we're helping our patients, we're engaging our patients, we're surprising them. You know, I remember people come in like when celiac and gluten free was starting to become more and more common. Like, we had print-ups of gluten-free muffin recipes we'd hand to people that came in that were freaking out about gluten-free diets. So just whatever we could do to surprise them. So that was the S.
It's awesome.
If you'd like to learn more about Strata PT and see how our EMR and RCM works, head over to stratapt.com to book a demo.